How to never get angry or bothered by anyone. A quiet mastery that few pursue but many need. In a world loud with opinions and conflict, what if you could walk untouched by agitation? What if, rather than reacting, you remained rooted unshaken, like the still woods Thoreau once wandered? In this video you'll learn 5 powerful principles to remain calm, even when the world tries to disturb your peace. These 5 insights are not quick fixes, they're lifelong truths. Embrace them, and you won't just avoid anger, you'll rise above it. 1. Anchor yourself in solitude. Solitude is often mistaken for loneliness, but the two could not be more different. Loneliness is a hunger for others. Solitude is the satisfaction found in your own presence. When you begin to seek solitude, not to escape the world but to understand it, you enter into a rare kind of peace, one untouched by the noise of others. In this quiet space, you are no longer a collection of reactions. You are not responding to someone's anger, someone's doubt, or someone's opinion. You are simply being, and in that being your mind clears. Thoughts that once rushed like a river begin to settle. The sediment sinks, the water becomes still, and you can finally see your own reflection clearly. Modern life pulls us constantly into conversations, opinions, scrolling screens, and the demands of others. But solitude gives you back your center. It lets you feel what is yours, not what has been handed to you by society, friends, or family. You begin to recognize which emotions truly belong to you and which have been adopted unknowingly. In solitude, the urgency of emotions begins to dissolve. Anger doesn't flare so quickly. Jealousy doesn't grip you so tightly. Because in silence you're not being pulled, you're being grounded. You're no longer playing defense, you are observing, reflecting, strengthening. This daily return to self becomes an anchor. When someone offends you, the insult floats by, unable to find footing in a mind so firmly planted in self-awareness. When chaos knocks, it finds no open door, and slowly, over time, the world begins to affect you less, not because you care less, but because you understand more. So seek solitude, not once in a while, but as a ritual. Walk without distraction, sit without music, breathe without purpose. Let the silence teach you, for it is in that quiet where your deepest strength is built, unshaken, unmoved, and wholly yours. 2. Understand, don't absorb. When someone lashes out at you, they are not offering you truth, they are offering you a glimpse into their own suffering. Anger, bitterness, envy, these are not gifts for you to accept, they are burdens that others carry, and too often, we pick them up unknowingly. But you are not required to carry what was never yours. Understanding begins with observation. When someone behaves harshly, don't respond with equal heat. Step back, ask quietly, what might this person be going through? Perhaps their words are sharp because life has dulled their joy. Perhaps their impatience is rooted in fear, or perhaps they have never known kindness in their own life. The shift from reacting to understanding is powerful. When you choose to see instead of feel attacked, your heart remains open but untouched. This is not weakness, it is wisdom. It is the strength of the oak that does not bend to every passing wind, the calm of the lake that does not ripple for every thrown stone. We must train ourselves to ask, why are they like this, instead of why did they do this to me? That small change in language reshapes your entire experience. It moves you from victim to observer, and an observer is free, not bound by others' moods, not trapped in cycles of reactivity. To understand is not to excuse. It is simply to see clearly, and in seeing you rise above. You protect your peace, not by hardening your heart, but by softening your judgments. In the face of cruelty, you hold compassion, not to heal them, but to keep from harming yourself. So the next time someone disturbs your peace, pause, look through their words, not at them. Ask the deeper question, and let their burden pass by you like a breeze through open trees. Do not absorb it, let it float. In that choice lies the calm of a wise soul, untouched, steady, and free. Let go of control. Much of our suffering begins with the illusion that we can control the world around us. We want people to behave in certain ways, events to unfold according to our plans, and life to bend to our desires. But nature reminds us quietly and consistently that control is a fragile illusion. You cannot stop the wind, but you can adjust your sails. You cannot command the rain, but you can seek shelter. In the same way, you cannot dictate how others act, speak, or think, but you can always choose your response. And within that response lies your true power. Trying to fix everything around you is exhausting. You might succeed for a while, but eventually life pushes back. People will disappoint you, plans will fall apart, and if your peace depends on everything going right, you'll live in constant agitation. The secret, then, is to untie your peace from outcomes and anchor it instead in your inner response. Peace is not given, it is chosen, and like all meaningful choices, it must be made again and again, not once, not twice, but every day. You will be tested, someone will provoke you, something will fail. In those moments, remember you have no obligation to control the world, but every power to govern yourself. Letting go is not giving up, it is stepping back. It is saying this moment is beyond me, but how I move through it, that is mine. And in that space between reaction and restraint, wisdom lives. There you breathe deeper, you feel lighter, you are no longer a puppet pulled by strings of circumstance. Thoreau once said, "The cost of a thing is the amount of what I will call life which is required to be exchanged for it." If peace is life's highest currency, don't trade it for trivialities. Let the world be as it is, and let yourself be unshaken within it. 4. Respond with silence. In the world of noise, silence is an act of strength. Every argument, every conflict, every heated moment is fueled, not by actions alone, but by reactions. We feed the fire when we speak in haste, when we let our emotions take the wheel. But what if we didn't respond? If instead of matching chaos with chaos, we held our ground in quiet? Silence is not weakness. It is a powerful form of self-mastery. It does not mean you are defeated. It means you've risen above the need to prove anything. The one who stays calm, who chooses stillness over shouting, is often the one in control of the room. Their restraint speaks louder than any words could. In silence we gain perspective. We allow emotion to settle, like mud sinking to the bottom of a still pond. Only then does the water become clear. When you respond immediately, you speak from the storm. But when you wait, you speak or choose not to, from wisdom. We are often taught to speak our minds, but sometimes the mind needs quiet, not expression. Every time you feel anger rise, remember this: not every feeling deserves a voice. Not every offense requires an answer. Let your silence disturb the noise. Let it become your shield. There is grace in not reacting. It protects your dignity, it guards your energy, and most importantly, it preserves your peace. When others expect an outburst and instead meet your quiet, they are disarmed. Not because you've surrendered, but because you've chosen not to wrestle with shadows. Thoreau once said, "It is a characteristic of wisdom not to do desperate things." And what is more desperate than yelling into the void, hoping to be heard? Choose silence, and you will not only hear others more clearly, you will hear yourself. Let your words be rare and meaningful. Let your stillness be the language of your strength. 5. Build a life rooted in purpose. A life without purpose is easily disturbed. Like a leaf blown by every wind, the person without direction is at the mercy of every insult, every inconvenience, every passing irritation. But when you root your life in something meaningful, when you wake each day with vision and intention, small disturbances no longer matter. You are too focused on the horizon to be shaken by pebbles in your path. Purpose acts as a compass. It orients you. When your heart is fixed on building something greater, whether it's a business, a craft, a relationship, or a deeper understanding of yourself, you naturally rise above pettiness, the chatter of others, the opinions, the minor slights. They seem so distant when your mind is set on meaningful work. Anger often is a response to powerlessness, but purpose gives you power. It gives you the ability to choose where your attention goes. You no longer react to every distraction because you have something more valuable to protect: your time, your energy, your mission. A person on a purposeful path doesn't have time for drama. They don't engage in every argument or defend themselves against every criticism. Why? Because they understand that energy is finite. Every moment wasted in anger is a moment stolen from creation, from growth, from contribution. To live with purpose is to live with peace. It doesn't mean life becomes easy. It means it becomes focused. It means you see clearly what deserves your effort and what doesn't. You start to say no to noise and yes to depth. Thoreau once wrote, "The mass of men lead lives of quiet desperation, but you don't have to. You can choose a life of deliberate action, a life of calm urgency, where every day brings you closer to the person you were meant to become." Root yourself in purpose, and watch how the world's chaos fades into silence. If you found peace in these words, imagine the power of living them. Subscribe to Echo of Legends for more timeless wisdom to sharpen your mind and still your soul. Let's walk quietly and live powerfully.